Anything else to see, or is it time to call in your higher self?
Yeah, I'm just in a blank, white room now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sounds like it's time to call in your higher self.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's leave that life. Leave that life now. You are moving away from that man, leaving him there so that he may continue on his own path. We send them on their way with love and peace. We now leave that scene with gratitude. Can I please have all of the consciousness of Jerome return back into the body, fully integrating? Can I please speak to the higher self of Jerome?
Yes.
Greetings. Am I speaking to Jerome's higher self now?
Yes.
I honor you, I thank you, and I respect you for all the aid you have given us today. I know that you hold all of the records of Jerome's different lives. May I ask you questions?
Sure.
Thank you, thank you. And what name would you like me to call you?
Hold on. I need to relax somewhere.
Yeah.
I was seeing a triangle going into well, it's different. Going into like a liquid lava or something.
You said you were going where?
No, I was seeing like a triangle going into it, like a pyramid going into lava.
Just relax. Just relax. Remember to speak clearly. Just relax. You are more relaxed. Even more relaxed. Can I please speak to Jerome's higher self or oversoul?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. And do you have a name you would like me to call you?
The two.
And can you spell it for me?
ETU.
ETU. Thank you, brother. ETU.
ETUAN.
Oh, ETUAN. Thank you, thank you. And are you his higher self or his oversoul?
One of his aspects.
One of his aspects. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. And in the first scene, we were taken to SAS.
Grid zone.
Oh, go ahead.
Very important grid zone. Needed to be altered.
And do you mind explaining? I know we are remembering certain aspects about the grid zones and their importance. Do you mind explaining or sharing with us what the importance is and how we should be able to assist in healing these grid zones?
Our vessel has been, how you say it, researching some of it, but it has to do with some of the grids that we have created on the planet that have been altered or hacked or changed in a negative way by, we'll just call them the the angry ones, because they have so much anger for not, they just try to take information, take stuff, and regardless of that, they have altered the grid system of the planet. And we have tasked different beings of consciousness upon the planet at this time to fix these grid systems, these grid points. We are somewhat on schedule and in some cases behind schedule. But all is coming into oneness at this time.
Beautiful, beautiful. I came across a term called the Anubian Black Heart Matrix. Are you familiar with that and how it affects the grids?
Seems to be similar to an implant of sorts, an alteration in consciousness. Is it so?
Yes, from what I've read, it has to do with taking the love energy from human consciousness and basically implanting it or using it in a negative way.
Yes.
To basically power the negative grid systems.
Yes, they have created so many various grid systems. They have altered the grids and created their own structures, their own systems, their own frequency fence, as some may call it.
Mm-hmm.
Has created a frequency of fear within the collective consciousness of your species. And we work to adjust that, to bring it back into alignment with the one source creator, the crystalline consciousness, back to what some may call the first order creation. They wish to create artificial structures and artificial matrix to destroy that which is organic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. These inorganic or artificial structures, such as the Anubian Black Heart and other matrices, do they only feed or are they only powered by fear? Or like in that one in particular, does it take or does it take our true love energy and distort it, or is it only
Yes.
powered by fear?
No, they use several different ways, different methods. Some of them are in the form of war, others in various genocides. Some beings upon your planet have been partaking or been used as agents in that implantation of these traumas upon the Earth's grid systems, such as the what you would consider to be the or a vessel has some thoughts about it, but the what you would consider your slave trade, the what occurred in those times were acts of violence against creations of the planet, and it created a very large distortion within the field.
Mm-hmm.
In strategic points upon the planet, which would have had grid systems similar to the golden, what I consider the golden eagle grid, but has been altered into, as you would call it, the Nubian, similar to the Nubian black hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But it creates a sense of fear that was once could have possibly been a life of a life filled with love and acceptance, now distorted with fear and hate. And we must alter these grids back to love.
Yes. Beautiful. So you mentioned the different forms of slave trades. So the slave trade essentially wasn't just for, say, resources or having someone to, obviously create these systems or use how you would like them to. It was also to energetically impact Mother Gaia in the Earth grid.
Yes.
So it's definitely way energetically deeper than we've been led to believe.
It's a virus. It was intended to be it acts as an implant, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Many lies were told.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the true story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But energetically, it has altered the grid.
Mm-hmm.
The species upon the planet he's trying to speak. he doesn't allow his mind to relax.
Yes, yes.
But even as we speak, he is trying to piece things together.
Mm-hmm. Thinking too much.
Yes. He's saying, okay, so
You said he's saying what?
yes, the slave trade was an implant. It was a virus. The melanated beings upon your planet have a stronger will, a stronger, I would say, connection to the energy of the planet.
Mm-hmm. You said the natives?
Yes, it should be your melanated beings.
Yes, yes.
So those would be your, yes, they have a greater impact on the planet, on your weather systems, on your ebbs and flows, tides, as we might call them.
Mm-hmm. And is that why through Earth history, as many of them have been traumatized or killed as possible?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thousands,
Mm-hmm.
even millions,
Yes, yes.
and wrongfully buried, tossed into the Atlantic Ocean, creating trauma there and spread across the land into other regions of the planet, mainly in your Americas and Caribbean, South America.
Yes, yes.
They have the offspring of the dark ones, or the ones that are more easily controlled by them, have created or were used to create a global distortion, has altered the planet's consciousness in a very destructive way.
Yes. Mm. And is that part of the reason why it is necessary for the volunteers to incarnate to all the races to even heal the race that is the offspring of the dark ones?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. It is not an easy task. Even as our vessel calls it, a virus. The melanated beings on the planet have been implanted with your collective furrow. Even though we are your species as a humanity has a collective consciousness, your races are what you may consider your races, but they are just different colors, different shades, just different suit or genetics, also has a particular collective consciousness in itself, which has been implanted by the virus of fear and hate. as you may know, towards yourselves that seeks to implode the consciousness of the melanated beings upon the planet, and therefore imploding the consciousness itself.
Mhm. Yes. I recognized early on as a child this strong energy directed towards a lot of the melanated ones of us to actually hate ourselves. And I could
Yes.
feel that as a child.
Yes. They use many devices, many thought forms or ideas to suppress the consciousness of the melanated beings because of the power they hold to shift, to tip the scales of consciousness into a higher frequency.
Yes. And to clarify, I guess I have a two-part question. As a collective consciousness, if we continue to not heal ourselves, if we continue to be angry, because these are some of the implants that include anger, fear, unworthiness, self-hate, self-destruction. If we continue, or even revenge, if we continue with these type of implants in energy, we will effectively continue their agenda. Is that correct?
Yes, they wish to ride a timeline that is repetitive, an echo. And our vessel has been seeing that within the island that he lives on, but they wish to repeat a cycle of it's a trauma that they have basically imposed upon the consciousness of the planet in itself to some call it slave and master program
Mm-hmm.
or implant,
Mm-hmm.
and many, and we release a block that is being held within his vessel at this time
Yes.
that holds him back from letting go, from releasing fully. He thinks there's a part of him that still thinks that this is all made up, that this is a fairy tale, as you may call it. And he must learn to release and accept that this is too a reality,
Mm.
that we live in an infinity of realities as multidimensional beings.
Yes, yes.
He brings he mixes logic with it and tries to make sense of it all, but there is nothing to make sense of it. It is a feeling. It is a being, a consciousness, a knowing. We fall in love with ourselves as the knowing that we are, the being that we are. The consciousness has connections to the one source light. So we clear that. We bring a higher consciousness into his solar plexus energy. His ego has still some letting go to do. His heart still needs healing, so we send energy there now. His
Beautiful.
throat chakra, it blocks his throat. He seeks to open his third eye to view more, but it is a feeling. But yes, the consciousness of the melanated beings, as he holds on to that as well. And this is why he has a hard time meshing with his twin.
Yes, I have felt that.
Yes. The anger of what they have done to they still continue to suppress the melanated beings.
Yes. Yes, which is exactly why, is that part of their mission and why she chose to incarnate as Caucasian?
It seems to be that way.
Now, oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish that first. Go ahead.
Yes, the ancestors of they wish to be heard. They wish to be acknowledged. They wish that you, more we, would acknowledge them and give them a proper burial. Many have been killed in very horrible ways, killed.
Yes.
And he holds on to this because he acknowledges, he sees, he feels their suffering.
It was even brought to my attention, even during these type of sessions. A lot of the entities we remove and assist back to the light, a lot of them died horrible deaths or died traumatically, including those of our brethren that were killed or hung during slavery and during different other traumatic times.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to ask, how do you suggest that we assist in the manner of honoring them and giving them a proper burial? Are we able to do this even without their bodies?
Yes, there are many that are, I feel, still in purgatory, as you may call it, upon your lands. And they continue to play out stories that no longer need to exist. However, there are the dark ones that continue to force these timelines, these realities to play out, to create a repeat of what was in that timeline and cause it to occur now once again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it has a repeat in the Atlantean timeline.
Mm-hmm. Part of one of their tools that they use to repeat these timelines, is it the way that they teach and use history?
Yes.
To teach their form or their version or what they want us to know about history?
Yes.
And I've noticed with myself and even with my daughter, even the classes she's taking currently, it actually causes trauma in the way that it is taught.
Yes. It is in a form an implant.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You said it is what?
In one way, it is an implant within the consciousness. And it only really, it targets both, because the Caucasian race has also been affected by guilt.
Mm-hmm.
But the consciousness of the melanated, well, yes,
Mm-hmm.
it exists within all races now, or all vessels at this time. Because as you know, as you should know, some of the dark ones exist within the melanated vessels as well.
I'm sorry, you said some of the hurt ones?
The dark ones.
Mm.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm. And for the melanated ones of us that hear this message, should you decide to share it, for those of us that are becoming aware of our truer connection to Source and Mother Gaia, there's still some of us that are still, and I believe is still from a place of trauma. They have not healed completely yet, part of the process, but some are still basically in a energy of wanting to take over, or we become the aggressors or dominators, not understanding that we are to be moving into a consciousness of wholeness, unity, and forgiveness, to remove ourselves from these cycles where the dark ones are feeding off our energy and controlling the grid systems.
Yes, the grids need to be cleared. Some of them are the ancestors of the genetic line, is what I am feeling, that are replaying or trying to seek justice through their incarnated bloodlines at this time.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I have felt before, or that I realized or noticed or remembered, is that one of the best things to do is actually to move out of the traumatic, hurt, angry energy, understanding why we feel that way, but understanding that it is really more of an implant used against us. And if we move into a state of healing and empowerment and reconnecting with Source, this is actually what they don't want us to do. And this is actually where we are most empowered.
Yes.
Do you have any advice on how to move into our empowerment and honor the pain that our ancestors have experienced? Do you have any advice on how to do it most effectively, do both of those?
Acknowledgement and forgiveness. But at the same time, acknowledgement that there is this virus within the consciousness, and utilize our vessel has figured out a way to shift the consciousness from the virus by utilizing Christed frequencies.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And is now let me go ahead and see. What else did you want to tell him about the next lifetime where he was Anthony? Is that another fractal of his? Is Anthony another fractal?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so he was speaking about the CIA and even what some of like the information that the controllers gather.
Anthony is aware that they're being manipulated at this time to seek out these anomalies that are creating shifts in the grid structure of the planet right now. They wish to control the grid system that it may not be able to alter or raise the consciousness of the planet at this time. We utilize this vessel or that fractal to shift the consciousness of the planet or assist with those frequencies at that time. That is why he mentioned, or he has placed a picture in our vessel's mind as to where these grid points, these crystals, these crystal structures may be, that we may be able to, that you as a collective may be able to focus on certain areas if you so choose. But these energies are increasing at this time, and the energies are coming out of these crystal structures in an amplified manner. So we positioned Anthony to basically act as a guardian for these crystals, but the CIA or these the dark ones, let's just call them that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessarily the CIA either.
Mm-hmm.
We are facing, he needs to address this situation with this island. And we keep feeling distortions within The lower heart area.
Yes, yes. Would you like to go ahead and start his body scan?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tell me all that you see.
Yes, there is a block there. And it seems to be increasing when more information comes out.
Mm. Mm. Is that as he becomes more aware? Is it like making him sad?
Doubtful.
Doubtful. Mm-hmm.
It
You said,
has to do with trust and allowing.
mm,
And some of it is also a part of his guidance system. His guidance system is connected to his spleen.
you said to his spleen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And can you describe that? Why is that?
The spleen is one form of informational transmission or data transmutation of sorts. So, from what he also has been gathering, but from what we're being shown is that there is a block within that area of the lower heart. It's a lot of anger within that the region of the liver.
Mm-hmm. And is this energy we can clear, or are there any entities present?
It is energy that can be cleared, but there is a thought form there as well.
Okay. And the thought form, are you able to clear it, or is that an energy that I can speak to?
We can clear it.
Beautiful.
It is anger.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He has been working on so much and he has cleared many. And this is one of the last, the final shifts within his consciousness to let go, to allow. He has lost his trust in his own judgments based on stuff from his inner child. But we work with him at this time to clear this gradually.
Yes.
He would have mentioned a golden being
Mm-hmm.
in a session he had before I Am Him.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So we addressed some of it by sending a guide to him to at his own pace, but also a pace that we wish him to move at. We have sent a guide to allow him or assist him with shifting or releasing this energy that holds him back from so much he is able to access.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy right now as we speak is shifting.
Beautiful.
So we place it in a container. Oh. We also call on some beings that he has connected to in the past. The floating Buddhas. He would have mentioned those to you, I believe.
Yes.
Asha'a Nera Ochasa. Asha'a Nera Ochasa. Asha'a Nera Ochasa. And we ask them to assist in lifting some of this energy, placing it into this container to transmute into love.
Yes.
We utilize the violet fire and the golden ray. We call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael.
Absolutely.
Hello, I am sending a code of founder energy to recode his solar plexus area, his lower heart chakra, as some call it. Send it as well to recode this anger, this very strong, it has so much potential to be a driving force for light, but he suppressed it as anger and as a child, So we shift that. We allow it to transmute. This energy. This drum, the energy really electric, it's shocking my hand,
Yes.
Right, so you're saying to open a container, a wider container.
Mm.
Transmute. Okay, we're sending founder code to layer structure within his solar plexus to prepare for the transmuted energy of light and love.
Mm.
All right. Only the transmuted energy is allowed into the vessel. Yeah, see, and there's the assist now.
Beautiful.
Love. Transmute this anger into love.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. And Brother Ituan, for clarification, you are confirming that the anger energy does stifle or hold back our higher potentials and higher expressions of love. Is that correct?
Yes. Even though it can be used for it can be a fuel for moving forward in some instances, in some cases. But in others, it holds you back.
Mm-hmm. And I believe the way that I tend to look at it is even when many of us are waking up or activating, becoming aware of some of the things that's been going on, that anger sometimes can spur us, like you said, into moving. It's just not an energy we want to stay in. We want to move up the emotional scale to start healing.
Yes, it's a balance.
Yes. And can you share more with us even about the Andaras? Did we work with them in Lemuria and Atlantis, or have we worked with them in the past?
Yes. The Andaras are aspects of consciousness in other realities. These are beings who have sought you out, who have sought you out and found you. You have worked with them in the past. Sometimes not even from this planet.
Mm. Beautiful. Beautiful. We
Sometimes
appreciate them. Mm-hmm.
as priests and priestesses, scientists in your own right.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And how's his body scan going? Do you see any other energies or entities of concern? Any other areas we should address?
Scanning.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at this time. I am sensing some doubt within the consciousness of, within the emotional body. But we are working to assist him with that over time, gradually.
Yes.
The main issue was the anger, which was holding back and also preventing him from being able to channel us.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Are there any other implants or portals or any distortions within his auric field?
Yes,
And can we clear that now?
yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Would you like me to send additional energy?
The doubt he sent, he has doubt. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I will be
And what?
working with the channels.
And what is the root of his doubt?
It has a connection to a past life, but it is a form of losing faith in one way, in one aspect. His crown chakra.
What did you say about his crown?
There's a block there.
Mm-hmm. And is that energy or entities?
Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations.
Mm-hmm.
That cause him to doubt. So we work on clearing that.
Beautiful.
All finished.
Wonderful, wonderful. And are there any cords, any negative or limiting cords that we need to address or heal?
Again, I'm sensing the heart,
Mm-hmm.
the third eye, crown,
Mm-hmm.
solar plexus. Clearing them now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Repairing the chakras now.
Thank you, brother.
Finished.
Thank you. Thank you. And is his body scan complete, or is there anything else you see that could be adjusted, expanded?
We are adjusting his energy now,
Yes.
allowing for him to channel through more light language.
Beautiful, beautiful.